New on midday, a familiar face for Louisville football fans will be leading the Louisville Kings in their inaugural season. The new coach is former U of L quarterback Chris Redman. He's a Louisville native and started for the Cardinals for 3 years, winning Conference USA Offensive Player of the Year in 1999 and the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award his senior year, capping off a campaign that saw him throw over 3,600 yards and 29 touchdowns. Redman was a member of the Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl 35 championship team as a rookie and spent time with the Patriots, Falcons, and Titans during his NFL career. The United Football League season starts the last weekend of March.